I'm Stove, the best sword is kept in its sheath, and you're watching Short Takes. And today we're going over the new Kurosawa simulator, Trek to Yomi. Let's go stab some dudes! Trek to Yomi was developed by Flying Wild Hog, the masterminds behind the Shadow Warrior series, Hard Reset, and the upcoming Evil West. But the real heat is coming from their publishers, Devolver Digital. True artists when it comes to games revolving around crossing blades. With titles like Absolver, Katana Zero, and Genital Jousting, you could say Devolver knows their way around a haft. A big, girthy haft. But swinging cylinders isn't all Devolver knows how to do. They've also brought us Weird West, Inscription, Enter/Exit the Dungeon, and Hotline Miami 1 and 2. Let's get into what the hell Trek to Yomi actually is. Trek to Yomi is a side-scrolling action weeb-em-up set during Japan's Edo period, approximately 1603 to 1867. With slower-paced combat than what we've seen from Devolver Digital in the past, and obviously we cannot ignore the aesthetics, Trek to Yomi lends itself heavily to the OG Kurosawa samurai films like Rashomon and Sanjuro, which in my opinion is a great thing, since the only other time I can really think of that actually adapted this Kurosawa filter was Ghost of Tsushima. However, I think Trek to Yomi handles it better, mostly because the game seems like it was built around the aesthetic. But I digest. The gameplay is about what you would expect from something like this. You're beating off heavily armed dudes coming at you from both sides of the screen, and you do have to press a button to flip around, otherwise they're gonna stab you in your little butt cheeks. But that's okay, because you've got way more than just one combination you can learn to send your opponents to the Shadow Realm. And the nice thing is, you just learn these throughout the game. You don't really have to do anything special. You've got a duo-directional dodge roll, the Dark Souls of samurai games. And of course, you've got your ranged weapons like the bow and arrow and kunai knives, bow shuriken, in case you want to be ninja. And of course, where this game really tickles the G-spot is the pornographically good soundtrack and camera work. I can't tell you the amount of times I died in the first few levels because I was looking at the background shots too much. It was a lot. I died a lot. It's a pretty game, shut up. The Kurosawa-isms extend deep into the plot as well. The story is something straight out of your typical 1960s samurai movie. For better or worse, that's up to you to decide. I liked it. Trek to Yomi starts off with banditos raiding your childhood village and killing Sensei Stabicus, who is also Princess Mononoke's dad, leaving you to be the new samurai defender of the Hidden Leaf Village. Good luck, no pressure. Later on, the same TM banditos come and attack your village, and since time is cyclical and nothing matters, we're going on another Sama rampage. And to avoid spoilers, that's where I'm going to leave the plot synopsis in case you want to play this yourself. So let's get into what I think of Trek to Yomi. Trek to Yomi is alright. It's definitely worth picking up on sale or on Game Pass if you have it. It's a love letter to the old school Kurosawa films that I remember watching when I was in like middle school. And like I said, the cinematography lends itself so much to the aesthetic of this game that I was just screaming the entire time. And I'm such a huge dweebus for samurai video games. Like, I'm on my 3rd or 4th playthrough of Ghost of Tsushima right now. Which also, if you haven't played, stop watching this video and go play it, or I'll kill you. Trek to Yomi is also not without its detractors, though. The combat can sometimes feel a little bit clunky with parries being inconsistent, there's not a lot of enemy diversity, and the turnaround commands, be them either button presses or the actual, like, wahoo spin around cut them in half move, can be a little bit, and by a little bit I mean super unresponsive sometimes, and it gets a little bit frustrating. Exploration is fairly limited, and there's not really a whole lot of reward to look for in exploring, but definitely, like, it's such a pretty game to look at that I feel like that's not as much of an issue. Trek to Yomi is available on PlayStation, Xbox, PC, as well as Xbox and PC Game Pass, and I definitely recommend you give it a shot. Keep in mind, though, I am super easily entertained, and it's important to form your own opinions on these things. But anyway, I've been Steve, Stove, whatever the fuck you want to call me. Check me out on Twitch, Twitter, TikTok. You're already on YouTube, so proud of you.